This amazing detailed panorama shows an inner basin near a hill on Mars. An arc of rover tracks made while avoiding obstacles and getting into position to examine rock outcrops can be seen over a long distance in the center of the panorama. Perseverance rover captured a gust of wind sweeping dust across the Martian plain beyond the rover's tracks. The dust cloud was estimated to be about 4 square kilometers in size, and it was the first such Martian wind-lifted dust cloud of this scale ever captured. Mars is quite dusty and windy, making it a prime location for dust devils. These localized whirlwinds can reach great heights, as NASA spotted one in 2012 that was 12 miles high. They can also leave quite a mark on the landscape, as seen in this image taken by Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. These dust devil tracks were spotted in Gale Crater, an area known for dust devil activity. Perseverance Mars rover took this panorama at an ancient delta in Jezero crater, one of the best places on the red planet to search for potential signs of ancient life. The delta is an area where scientists believe that a river once flowed billions of years ago into a lake and deposited sediments in a fan shape. Around 3.5 billion years ago, a river flowed into Lake Jezero, depositing mud and sand on the crater floor, forming an ancient delta. What you see here are some of the hills and cliffs at the edge of that delta. Here you can see some of Perseverance's wheel tracks showing where the rover came from on the crater floor where it spent the first year of its mission. Take a look at the darker gray layered rocks that make up the roughly 32-foot tall cliff in front of the rover. You can see very clear horizontal layers in these rocks. You'll also notice that pieces of the cliff have broken off and tumbled downhill. One of the more interesting ones is the 3-foot tall boulder called Betty's Rock, which Perseverance rover was able to get a closer look at. These rocks have been sitting on the surface of Mars for billions of years, and over that time, wind erosion has shaped the surface into pretty interesting forms like this balanced rock. Immediately surrounding the rover is an area called Hogwallow Flats, previously known as the Bacon Strip based on its appearance in orbital images. Take a look at the bright rocks the rover is sitting on. Scientists think these are some of the finest grained sedimentary rocks deposited in the delta. Fine grained rocks are important because they are typically really good places to look for signs of ancient life. Perseverance did many abrasions on the rocks in this area. That's where the rover used its drill to expose a fresh surface, which allowed scientists to analyze the chemistry and mineralogy. Things didn't always go as planned, however, and these softer rocks didn't always cooperate. Here you can see the results of one of the abrasion attempts. The rock crumbled during the abrasion, preventing scientists from analyzing the spot. The rover had two unlucky abrasion attempts in this area before achieving success at the Skinner Ridge outcrop. Here it collected the first two rock core samples from the delta and since then collected two more. Perseverance drove to the delta because it is a very promising place to look for signs of ancient life. Scientists hope to learn more when a future mission brings these samples back to Earth. So far, they're excited by what they have collected. This image of an area called Fairly Few was captured by NASA's Ingenuity Mars helicopter during its flight on Mars. At the time the image was taken, Ingenuity was at an altitude of 26 feet. Special filters on the masked camera of Curiosity rover can reveal the presence of certain minerals in targeted rocks. As seen in this composite of images taken through three science filters, the mineral hematite stands out as exaggerated purple color. The bright lines also seen within the rocks are fractures filled with calcium sulfate minerals. Curiosity rover captured this amazing panorama of the Marker Band Valley. The image was taken during winter time when shadows are sharper and deeper as dust is at its lowest in the Martian atmosphere. At the bottom of the image, you can see the rover tracks, and beyond those are Marker Band Valley, a winding region where the rover discovered unexpected signs of an ancient lake. Further below are two hills, Bolivar and Deep Dale, that Curiosity drove between while exploring another region. The rim of Gale crater is visible roughly 25 miles away, and because skies were so clear, a mountain beyond the crater rim can also be seen, even though it's 54 miles outside of Gale. This is one of the largest meteorite yet found on Mars. Analysis of the meteorite's composition using alpha particle X-ray spectrometer confirmed that it is rich in iron and nickel. The meteorite is about 2 feet across. Curiosity rover used its mast cam to capture this scene around a drill hole named Edinburgh. The scene was captured while Curiosity was parked on top of a feature called the Green Hue Pediment. Looming above in the background is the top of Mount Sharp. This panorama shows several types of terrain visible on Mount Sharp from a location along the route of Curiosity Mars rover. Higher elevations on Mount Sharp are visible at left, including the jagged skyline to the right. Near the center of the scene is an exposure of pale mudstone within Mount Sharp's basal geological unit, the Murray Formation, and nearby darker rocks. Farther to the right is the base of a rise called Grey Wolf Peak. Also visible is Logan Pass, a science destination for the rover, at a dip on the horizon near the right edge of the panorama. This selfie of Curiosity rover shows the rover at Namib Dune, where the rover's activities included scuffing into the dune with a wheel and scooping samples of sand for analysis. Namib Dune is part of the dark sand Bagnol Dune field along the northwestern flank of Mount Sharp. Images taken from orbit have shown that dunes in the Bagnol field move as much as about 3 feet per Earth year. Apply your imagination to this image and you will see what looks like an angel and heart together. However, it's simply a bit of geology on display from the icy polar region on Mars, where an impact crater formed the head and halo, and a sublimation pit, a spot where the ice turned to vapor, formed the hand on the left. In this clip, Ingenuity Mars helicopter hovers and rotates over Jezero crater during an experimental flight test. The footage was captured by Perseverance rover. During this flight, Ingenuity climbed to a maximum altitude of 16 feet, flew downrange 7 feet, and returned, then performed several turns while in a hover and landed. Flying in a controlled manner on Mars is far more difficult than flying on Earth. The red planet has significant gravity, about one-third that of Earth's, but an atmosphere with only about 1% of the density at Earth's surface. This image shows a look upward at Knudsen Ridge on the southern edge of Marathon Valley from inside the valley. Reddish rock such as within and between the knobs near the top of the scene is what scientists call red zone material. Red zone locations in Marathon Valley was chosen for study and examination because observations from orbit detected clay minerals there.